All right, let's just cut right to it. Today is all about a no BS guide to actually making money online. We're going to look at two super powerful and, more importantly, actionable business models that really work: Kindle Direct Publishing and, of course, YouTube. So if you're sick of all the empty promises and you're ready for some real strategies, you are in exactly the right place.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to cut through all the noise. Then, we'll dive straight into your first potential business with KDP. After that, we'll explore what might just be the best online business there is, YouTube. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty with some crucial growth metrics you have to know. And we'll wrap it all up with how to scale your income from a side hustle into a real business.
Okay, let's dive in. You know, the online world can feel like a total jungle, right? Everyone's out there promising you a quick buck, and you've probably tried something before, maybe dropshipping or affiliate marketing, only to realize, wait a minute, this isn't nearly as easy as they made it sound.
Does that sound at all familiar? Yeah. That feeling of frustration is exactly why we need to get real about what actually works. Look, the problem isn't that these methods are all scams, it's that the sheer amount of commitment required is almost always hidden behind all the hype.
This right here perfectly sums up the difference between the myth and the reality. We get sold these dream words like automatic, passive, fast, but the truth, every single successful online business takes commitment, real effort, and time. Seriously, if you hear any of those words on the left, just think of it as a massive red flag. Success is always earned. It's never just handed to you.
So we're not looking for some magic button. That doesn't exist. What we are looking for is a smart path, one where your hard work actually pays off without you having to pour in a ridiculous amount of time or money. And that leads us straight to our first business model.
Okay, so our first practical strategy is Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP for short. And this is all about publishing books on Amazon. The real genius of this method is how easy it is to get started and the insane potential for massive, totally free marketing on platforms like TikTok.
The process itself is surprisingly straightforward. You set up a KDP account, you create your book. Then, you create a TikTok specifically to promote it, publish the book on Amazon, and then you just start posting short videos. The key here, and this is crucial, is consistency. And when a video goes viral, you don't just celebrate. You figure out why it went viral and you replicate that winning formula.
Now, while this can work for pretty much any kind of book, these niches are absolute gold mines for viral marketing. I mean, think about it. A book of funny quotes, or a satisfying video of someone coloring in a page, that's perfect for a short, super shareable video. They're visual, they're instantly engaging, and that's exactly what you need to make people stop scrolling on social media.
Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets fun. Imagine your book makes you a $7 profit on every sale. Now, a single video gets 100,000 views. If just 1% of those people buy, that's 1,000 sales. Do the math, that's a potential $7,000 from one video. That's the power of combining a simple product with viral marketing.
Okay, now let's talk about what is, in my opinion, probably the best online business out there, YouTube. It's so much more than just making videos. It's about building a loyal community and a real, long-term asset that can generate some serious, sustainable income.
So here's the basic workflow. It all starts with picking a niche that you're actually passionate about, but that also has some earning potential. Then you get into the creation process, designing a killer thumbnail, scripting, recording the voiceover, editing, and then packaging it all up with a great title and description. And the best part? You can do all of this yourself when you start, and then delegate it as you begin to grow.
Okay, time to get into the numbers. To really succeed on YouTube, you have to understand the key metrics. It's not just about racking up views, it's about turning those views into actual revenue.
First up, you've got CPM, which stands for cost per mil. Basically, this is the rate that advertisers are willing to pay to show their ads on your videos. Think of it as the price of your channel's ad space. You'll find that niches like finance or tech often have really high CPMs because the audience is super valuable to advertisers.
But the number you really care about is your RPM, or revenue per mil. This is what you actually take home per 1,000 views, after YouTube takes its cut. It's a much more accurate picture of your channel's earning power. A high RPM, that's the goal.
So, while CPM and RPM are really important, you don't actually control them directly. What you can control, and listen up because this is the secret sauce, are your click-through rate, or CTR, and your audience retention. These two numbers are what truly drive your growth.
Here it is, the key to everything.
A high CTR means your title and thumbnail are compelling enough to make people click. High audience retention means your content is engaging enough to make them stay. When you nail both of those, you're sending a massive signal to the YouTube algorithm that your video is worth watching, and it'll start promoting it to more and more people. That right there is the engine of your growth.
All right, let's zoom out and talk about the bigger picture. Both KDP and YouTube can start out as a simple side hustle, but they both have the potential to scale into full-blown businesses. The key is shifting your mindset and your strategy as you start to grow.
Sooner or later, you're going to face this exact question. If your goal is just to make a solid side income, hey, doing it all yourself is perfectly fine. But if you want to build a true business, an empire, you have to start thinking like a CEO. And that means you have to start delegating tasks.
This slide basically lays out the mindset you absolutely need for growth. Success is never, ever a straight line. You're going to face obstacles, but every single one is a chance to learn something new. Embracing that process and knowing when it's time to delegate, those are the keys to truly scaling your business.
So we've laid out 2 clear, realistic paths to building an online income. Yeah, they take work. They definitely require consistency. But the potential is absolutely undeniable. So the only real question left is, what's your first step going to be?